Welcome to the number one friendship podcast in the country. I'm Aaron Cairo.
I'm Matt Ritter.
And guys, make sure to go to manoftheyearpodcast.com to grab our merch and audible.com/the buddy system to check out our Audible original. Now, Matt, this is the beginning of the first time MOTY has done a franchise. Okay. We're going to be talking about friendship myths. This is our third in the myth franchise.
It makes money.
So I'm going to ask
They're moneymaker.
Your favorite / least favorite question. Matt hates when I say, "Are you a pizza guy? Are you the pit guy? Are you a franchise guy?"
That's a good question. So I love the non-animated, let's say, okay. So franchises that I like, Indiana Jones,
Okay.
Star Wars, franchise. I'm not really big into the Avengers and all that stuff.
You're not a sci-fi guy.
Not a big sci-fi. I mean, Star Wars,
Oh, yeah.
ish. I'm not really that into it. Beverly Hills Cop, I like the first two. Back to the Future, I liked all three. Rockies, I love. The horror franchises, I'm not really into. I was originally into like Nightmare on Elm Street until part 4. Dream Warriors.
Are you a horror guy?
No, I'm definitely not a horror guy. Are you?
I've never seen a horror movie in my life.
You never saw the original Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street? Or
I mean, I guess I did, but I almost don't even consider that horror anymore. But
Saw?
yeah, no, I've read the Wikipedia articles of all the Saw because I'm interested in what happens, but I can't watch it.
Yeah. So I guess the answer is no. So are you a franchise guy?
Wait, what happened in Dream Warriors that made you?
No, that was a really good one. That was really good.
Oh.
After that, it kind of just fell off. I don't know. It got a little more schlocky. It was always a little schlocky, but it just felt like, or maybe I got older. Maybe I outgrew like being scared of Freddy Krueger.
Are you are you a crossover guy like Freddy meets Jason?
Yeah, I do like when they enter each other's worlds if it can make sense, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of like the Alien and Predator crossover.
Yeah. Right. They're both coming to Earth to like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. During the pandemic, I watched all the MCU movies for the first time. I mean, I'd seen Iron Man, but
yeah. Well, what's your takeaway?
I mean, some were better than others. The Thor ones, the Taiki, what I can never pronounce his name. I feel horrible. Those are really funny and good. Endgame was great, but then now I could care less.
Just visually, I get all like it gets all jumbled, and when they're all fighting in the city, and it's like one big jumble. What is that?
It's funny. Best friend Mike, he sent me a script. This was years ago before the pandemic, and there was a huge fight scene. And then in the middle of the fight scene, these two guys were like having this heart to heart. And I go, how could they be having this heart to heart in the middle of a fight scene? He's like, have you ever seen an Avengers movie? That's the whole thing. And I didn't get it. And then I saw the Avengers movies. I'm like, oh yeah, there's like literally World War III.
Totally. Yeah.
And I appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. I call that.
Oh, you know what sequel I loved? Terminator 2. One of the all-time greatest sequels.
Terminator 2. Yeah.
Better than the original.
It's not better than the original, but you know what I really like? Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 3, also good with Sam Jackson with the water bottles.
Everyone loves that one, and you're a huge Sam Jackson fan, but it just, I don't know, it felt like from a different franchise, kind of.
Okay. You like 2 because like the airport of it all, that
the ending was so clever where he like the landing lights and he blows up the thing. You don't really
hear a lot of people advocate. You hear a lot of people advocate for Godfather 2. You don't hear a lot of Die Hard 2 advocates.
No, you don't hear. Well, Die Hard 1's a perfect movie.
Major League 2 underrated.
I don't even know if I even know what happens in that one.
Randy Quaid, wild thing, you make my butt sting.
Oh yeah,
you walk everything. And they couldn't get Snipes, so they got Omar Epps,
Oh, yeah. And Charlie Sheen has different glasses.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know. Maybe is that one?
I don't know.
He has like a skull in between his frames in his glasses. I don't
Tom
know. Anyway,
Berenger, I don't think is in too, is he? I
no,
forget if he's.
he's the manager.
Oh, he's the manager. Okay, right. He moves
Yeah.
up.
Anyway, well, this franchise is not as good as any of those franchises, but this is we got to come up with a good, like, is it the FCU, the Friendship Cinematic Universe?
Okay, FCU.
Oh. And so we got a lot of great feedback on our first two myths episodes. So check those out. So we got a whole new round of myths from us and from our listeners. And so the game is simple. I'm going to throw a myth out, and then we are going to say whether we're going to prove it or disprove it. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Myth number one: good friendships are effortless. If you have to work at it, it's not real friendship.
I think it's the most dangerous of the myths.
Ooh.
Because this is the one that I feel is the default of everybody. This is the default myth that we all are relying on. And it's, I think, causing the most problems with, our loneliness epidemic that we're currently in, is that everybody just has a default assumption that friendship happens organically as an adult, and it doesn't. And that, like, if friendship requires work, then it's like annoying or hard. It's a hardship or something. The flip side is, I think a healthy friendship does feel effortless while you're in it.
Right. So obviously the number one tenet of the podcast is be the friend, make the first move. But, oh, by the way, this is a quick side note. I think you'd appreciate this. My sister made a new friend in a third place that we've never even thought of or mentioned.
The ladies' room.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say we never talked about that. That women do make friends there.
Donating blood.
Well, I could never do that there.
Oh, because oh God, vasovagal, you're done.
Yeah, because I faint. How could I make a friend in the hospital, in the ambulance?
Yeah,
I'm getting carried out by 8 firefighters, which actually happened to me at the dentist's office once.
Oh God, yeah, we talked about it in the pod. You went down like fucking Leon Spinks.
Oh my God, wow! So tell me about that. That's amazing.
Well, if you think about it, you are at a communal, because we're all next to each other.
Hero, I've only been conscious for 1 second of it.
Do you want to explain for people who are new?
Oh, I have vasovagal. It's a real thing. It's a psychological condition which apparently affects largely men. But 1 in 6, I think they say, some really high percentage of men have it, and some women, where you faint at the sight of a needle, the second it goes in your arm, the second you hear about needles, just anytime blood is anywhere near. To me, it's really just the needle touching me. Like the second something happens to my blood chemistry, like the second it starts getting sucked out of me, I lose it. I'm gone.
So how do you, when you get your cholesterol at the doctor or whatever, how do you do that?
Cholesterol?
When you get your blood taken.
Oh yeah. Well, we always laid me down, and we always give me sugar beforehand. Like there's always a pre-ritual. I get cookies and orange juice. And at the ENT, if they're going to do the thing where they go down and check me, they always have to give me. Jesse actually has to drive me to the ENT because they'll give me a relaxant for my body to not faint.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, anyway, when you give blood, you're usually, actually not sure where it is, if it's at the Y or something, and you're kind of lined up. It was kind of like when we had to get our vaccines in COVID. You're sitting in a chair, you have to get your intake, but you're kind of there for a decent amount of time because you get your blood, then to make sure that you don't pass out. You have your cookie, so you're sitting next to another person, and you strike up a conversation.
I'm getting dizzy just thinking about this.
Oh gosh. Okay, let's move on. So I agree. So sorry, I interrupted my own point. Be the friend is the tenet of our podcast, but is there a threshold? Is there a Mason-Dixon line where, okay, I'm being the friend a little too much here. This is too much work. This person is not responding, or they're never around, or they're not giving me what I need.
Yes, but that's different from whether a friendship should feel effortless.
Okay.
Right? I mean, no, a friendship not should. it does require effort as adults. It's just we're busy. We're all busy. We have a lot of stuff going on. We don't have, as we always talk about, we're not naturally in school anymore. We're not
Yeah.
living the same place together. So you're just not having enough as much overlap and friction and just bumping into each other like you normally would. So yeah, you have to put a little effort. Now, if one person is putting in all of the effort, yeah, that's not a healthy friendship.
It's almost like you put in the effort in order for it to feel effortless. Once you get there,
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think the hang itself, a healthy friendship, the hangs feel effortless.
yeah.
But that's also a myth. How about this? That takes work to get to, that takes a long time to get to the effortless level. I don't think a friendship should automatically feel effortless at first. Do you? All of them?
Well, this goes back to one of our other friendship myth episodes where someone was like, "Well, I'll never make a childhood day one friend like you and Matt," and we're like, "Well, you can if you start tomorrow,
Yeah.
but it won't be like us immediately."
Well, it also won't be the same because we live in adult judgment mental space now.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like our guards are never going to be down the way they were when we met.
right. I mean, we didn't even have guards.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't have guards. There were no guards. So, just this notion of effortlessness of friendship, you know, I just think like, we have a romanticized ideal of what a healthy like relationship and has sparks and chemistry and all those things and big bursts of, explosions. And friendship sometimes works like that too, where you just hit it off with somebody right away and it's awesome. But I don't think all friendships are like that. And I don't think you should write off a friendship if it's like, well, our conversation was a little, we didn't really have enough because you don't know that person that well. And you have your guards up and you're not like at a comfort level with that person where you can just shoot the shit or say nothing and hang out with them, which is why we advocate a lot of, I have a lot of ideas about this for like why we advocate doing something with an activity so you can overcome that kind of awkwardness.
Yeah, yeah. By the way, just for our listeners, the other two friendships episodes 133 myths 1 and 156 myths 2. Okay, you ready for our second myth of
Hit me.
number 3? You should feel 100% yourself around your friends at all times.
Wow. See, if I didn't know we were doing a friendship myths episode, I'd probably be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right? Like my initial reaction was like, yeah, that's what you want in a friend. Is that realistic?
Well, let's flip it on its head. Are there times in your life where you don't feel 100% yourself?
Definitely. You mean just outside of friendship, just in general?
Just in the world, just any time in the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what's an example?
Well, first of all, like when you're sick, you're getting over being sick. You're just like you can't like, overworked, like stressing about work stuff, stressing about money stuff.
No, but I think maybe you're misinterpreting. I think this means you don't feel like you could be yourself.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're feeling ashamed about things, feeling embarrassed about things. You embarrassed yourself last time you hung out with someone. There's definitely times where you don't feel like you can just totally be yourself. I also, if you feel guilty about something, I don't know. There's a lot of different, I guess, emotions that you could have which make you feel like I'm not totally feeling like myself.
What about if you are hanging out with a new group of people, right? And you haven't quite, figured out the vibe yet.
Yeah, right. I think we all hold back a little of our real selves with newer groups for sure.
Have you ever been to, I don't know why I just thought of this. Have you ever been to a bachelor party where you didn't really know anyone else?
Yes, and that's always one of those weird ones,
Yeah. Because you're like, how much of my freak flag can I fly?
Right. No, at first you just sort of blend into the furniture and you kind of check the vibe.
Yeah.
You let the bachelor party dictate how much you let out of the real you. You don't want to be the one guy. You don't want to be the one guy. Oh, that guy was crazy. The one guy nobody knows.
I know a place where you don't feel 100% yourself. In the therapist's office.
Oh yeah, please. Haven't been there in years, so wouldn't
Our
know.
therapists only know about 65% of our real
60.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, of course, I think the answer is, of course, you're not going to always feel yourself. But now you're asking, like, should a healthy friendship, should you be able to just be yourself all the time? Ideally, in the
Yeah.
idealized version that we want to get there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough to be at such a maximal position, 100% of yourself all the time. I think you should generally be able to be yourself around your friends, be your true self. If they don't like your true self, that's a bigger problem. If you don't like your true self, that's a bigger problem. But it goes back to the effortlessness. Like you should be able to just like be cool and chill and yourself around your buddies.
Yeah. I also think when you change sometimes, and we talk about this, like your friends know you a certain way and you're trying to change your ways
Yeah,
and you feel resistance at that. That's a hard one where you're like, I don't want to be this person anymore. In that I'm trying to be this other person and you're getting resistance. That's hard. So yeah, I mean, yes, in an ideal world, you want to be able to go over a friend's house and just be your true self and go out for a beer and not have to put on a close friendship. For me, ideal close friendship means you can just be yourself. That is like if I were going to ask me like what is it? It's like can I
yeah.
just go over to your house and just be myself? My dark
Well, listen,
my
yeah.
dark self.
There is some tension, potential tension. Maybe your friends, when you talk about sort of outgrowing someone or changing, becoming a different person, we're always assuming that it's for the better. But what if
Right.
you're changing and becoming something different? And your friends are like, no, like
Right. That's true.
this isn't like you, Matthew. Something
Mhm.
like that.
Right. Right. That's true. Right. Sometimes you need your friends to check you into the old self.
Well, that's why you
The
you
better.
sort of don't like it. But when I say friends are there to help you grow, not change,
Yeah, no, but because my point is that change can be healthy, and you can't let your friends resist it for their own sort of box that
right?
they've put in.
Um, okay. Myth number 3: time spent with your friends is directly proportional to how close you are.
Ooh, mm, hmm.
I mean, this definitely cannot be a maximal proven myth because we have plenty of friends we don't see that much who we're very close with and family members. So
Yeah, but I'm a big proponent of time.
you like IRL.
I just think the more consistent time spent with somebody, the closer you are going to feel. So I would say that myth is mostly true.
IRL time with someone.
Yeah.
You say you can't be close with someone who lives in New York.
No, that's not the same thing as saying this is mostly true.
Yeah,
Of course, you can be, but I
yeah.
think the best way to be close with somebody is to be spending consistent time with them. If you can, if you live in the same city,
What if you don't?
you can feel close with them.
Yeah,
You can always feel close with your friends cross country and all this stuff. But again, I go back to this thing of like life lives every day, Tuesday, Monday, Wednesday, you know, getting coffee. Like there's all these opportunities to spend time with people that we're not taking. And we just
hmm
look at life in these like peaks and valleys. And what we're trying to do is just get people to realize like there's so many times you can see your friends or talk to their friends or call them. It doesn't have to be IRL.
you happen to have a bunch of friends who are very local, walking distance. So it's
Yes,
tough.
very lucky,
Yeah,
and curated it that way. So yes, but if you don't, obviously you can still be close to your friends. But I
yeah,
do, but I do believe the equation works. More time spent is going to increase the closeness.
sure. Do you ever think there's a diminishing return? Like, oh, now we've spent too much time together. I hate you.
Hmm. They do say absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think that probably
Yeah,
applies to friendship in some ways. I think there's probably overkill, sure.
yeah. I mean, it is nice when we have our Luger's dinner and we haven't seen a couple of guys in a while.
Yeah,
We definitely wait too long between seeing
yeah.
some of those guys, but um, okay. Next one is friends should celebrate you the same way you celebrate them.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, we've kind of talked about this in before where, a girl throws like a big birthday party, surprise birthday for her friend, and the other friend doesn't really do much for them.
Mm,
I mean, maybe that's too
mm.
literal, but you know, I think it's like people who go all out to celebrate your wins. Do you need to go all out to celebrate their wins? I don't know.
Here's what I think you need to do. I
Okay.
think you need to express true, genuine support and enthusiasm for your friends, not in the same way, but at the same level that they do for you.
Okay. Say more. What does level mean?
Meaning, okay, just did this. Can we talk about the book that you have coming out or not yet?
Sure.
Okay, so he's got a book coming out about the making of Elf. It's really exciting. You know, when you tell me about something like that, like I'm genuinely pumped, and I want you to know I'm genuinely pumped about it. Like that's awesome, and I want to tell people about it, blah blah. If I do something, creatively that's a win, like I want to hear your enthusiasm. I want to know you're excited, like that. And I do, but I'm saying I think people should reflect that stuff.
What if you have a friend who just like, goes all out? Like if you sent me a gift in the mail for this
Right.
book,
Right.
and
So I think people do. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to match that because that's very specific and that's like your personality.
right.
Right. Some people are just like, I'm an over the top gift giver. I don't think big gift givers expect a equal balance. And I don't think they get it. For sure, they don't get it.
Wait, you don't think they understand it, or?
No, I'm saying they don't get it in return.
Oh yeah,
They don't
yeah, yeah.
receive it. And I don't think that upsets them. Do you?
Well, that's a really good point. That like a gift, you shouldn't be giving gifts because you want to give back. Um, it's tough because neither of our love languages, romantically or platonically, are gifts. I believe. I think if that's
Yeah.
accurate,
But
we're
I
just gonna.
had, but I, had, but I had a friend specifically ask me about this a little while back, saying that their friends did not show like the enthusiasm for their wins in the way that they did for that friend, and it was bothering them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we talk about be the herald. If you find
Yeah.
good news about your buddies, share it with the buddies. Um, I think what you're saying, which I like, is that like it's the it's the vibe, not necessarily the verb.
Right.
Or the
Like I have to believe. Right. I have to believe that you actually share my excitement.
as opposed to me throwing you a surprise party for your new job or
Right. I
whatever.
mean, that's great, but at the baseline, what I think we're really asking is like, do your friends have to show you the same level of, you know, support that you're showing them?
Right. It is interesting because you have those friends that like you tell them something, they're like genuinely like Christina's like that. If you tell her something personal or career, she's like genuinely like stoked.
Yeah.
Like in a way that even I can't even, just maybe because we're so jaded in this world.
Yeah, yeah. Dan and JMC are also both great like that when I tell them about any positive
Yeah.
development.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like they're not even like faking it.
That's what I'm
Uh
saying.
yeah. So that's good. That's a very good quality. What is that quality? What do we call that?
I don't know.
So, like in the PALS test, passion,
Yeah.
appreciation, loyalty, support. I think it's either passion or appreciation, a little bit both.
Yeah. So, the question was, do your friends have to, what was the exact phrasing of the myth?
Friends should celebrate you the same way you celebrate them.
Right. I don't think the same way, but I do think the same level. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I agree. Okay, final myth of this FCU, the Friendship Cinematic Universe. Good friends don't need boundaries.
I'm just
Well, the word
laughing.
boundaries is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I just laughing because like, yeah, man, we're so past boundaries. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah.
Ugh. Boundaries are always healthy.
Yeah. I wonder if we should do a whole episode about boundaries.
I think
Um,
actually I do think a lot of good friendships could use, you know, could use some boundary resets.
well, to me, I'm trying to think of a negative boundary situation. Like, what would that mean? Like, I tell you about my, I don't know, my medical, my bowel movements. And what's a boundary pushing in a friendship?
Yeah. Like sometimes people, well, okay, a couple things. Well, sometimes people tell you too personal stuff and you don't feel that close to them,
Oh, oh, interesting.
right? Like a lot of times you get that where you're like, are we there? We're not that close to them for them to be sharing that stuff, are we?
Yeah, I guess I don't mind that because I'm like, well, I don't really give a shit, but I like this hot goss.
Right. Um, yeah, I mean, look, even good friends can have boundaries. Let's just say even good friends are allowed to have boundaries. I think that's the better version of it. Let's reframe because I think a lot of good friendships are they're so deep into their friendships and some of the conflicts come from unwritten, they have no rules or no guidelines for their friendship and they never laid down any and it's too late to ever lay them down. I think it's okay to reset some boundaries every now and then with some friendships. What do you think?
I'm thinking of a boundary that I have. I'm like, just don't ask me about my dating life.
And I
You know?
respected it.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of like another
I told you to
example.
stop commenting on Jesse's big bazoombas years ago, and you did.
What?
Yeah, you used to comment on them.
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesse told me to tell you to stop doing that, and you did. This
In
was
front
like
of her?
this is like in 2015. Yeah.
Oh, 2015. That's fine. Get out of here. Wow, Jesus. I'm like, oh yeah, don't ask me about like my work stuff. And you're like, you comment on my wife's titties.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But we boundary set on that one, and you did good.
Oh God, why this is ending on a real okay. So all right. So it was good friends. Wait, good friends don't need boundaries. So clearly they do.
I'm saying it's not. I think it's less that they need. It's that we need to let people know that you're allowed to set them. Some good friendships don't. They just go unabated, unimpeded into the darkness together, into the abyss, walk hand in hand into the sea.
I mean, I suppose something could happen where you need to set a boundary and you're feeling uncomfortable about doing because that's kind of a hard conversation.
Yeah, some friends don't want to talk about money. They don't want to talk about work stuff. They don't want to talk about their relationships. You can set limits on what you want to disclose, what you want to have as topics,
Yeah.
even to your close friends.
Yeah. I don't think there's
If it's like, hey, I had a death in the family. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Like, okay, respect.
Yeah.
I think a sign of a good friendship is respecting your friend's boundaries.
Yeah. I was just going to say, if you're the one receiving the boundary, you got to take it with grace
Yeah.
and respect it.
It doesn't mean they're shutting you out. It doesn't mean they've moved you outside of the box. I think it shows good friendship to communicate your boundaries.
Ooh, what about this? What about this? Do you think you should communicate someone's boundaries to someone else?
Like they don't want to talk. I know they don't. If it's like not gossipy and it's just like I'm doing something healthy. Hey, I know they don't want to talk. They just got laid off. Don't bring it up. I actually did that to somebody recently about something. I was like, just don't bring this up tonight.
Yeah. Or it's like Jimmy's on Ozempic. He doesn't want
Yeah.
to say anything.
Yeah. And by the way, we live in this culture of self-care and like setting boundaries and all this stuff. And so I do think we've set these little boxes around ourselves and it hasn't helped us and it's made us a little more isolated. So I think it's okay to also look at your boundaries too and go, maybe I've set so many boundaries and so many guardrails in self-care that now nobody talks to me about anything.
Matt, that was Friendship Myths Part 3 of the franchise. How do you feel?
I feel great because these, this might be better than part 2, might not be as good as the original, but I feel that this one was cool because it unearthed some deeper ones that I feel are not talked about, but very relevant.
It's The Godfather 3. of the trilogy.
Underrated?
It's my favorite one.
Because of Andy.
My favorite one. All right, guys, send us your friendship myths or questions. We didn't have a listener question, but send it to us on Instagram. We'll answer on the show. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to your friends. Love you, buddy.
Love you, buddy.